the disco artists really brought a diversity to the world, and that I loved. One of the things that I felt that disco music had that was really, really good is honesty. And I believe that honesty is extremely important in the arts. You know, if you sing it with passion and you believe it with your whole heart, the energetics of that is going to create something and bring something that will make it last. I think that it was time we were someplace in our country and in the world where we needed to have that. We need another music to come forward that's going to bring people together. I became a part of that generation's music, which was really, really powerful in that it brought people together. And that's the political side of disco music. And I like to talk about that side of it, the culture of it, because people just see it as something that was just a lot of fun and they see negative things about it. There was so much more to that music. There was a depth to it that was undeniable. Politically and culturally, I think it was important in that it brought people together. I mean, it was sort of like a counterculture. It was like young people who were rebelling. And every generation has to do that. Every generation has to rebel and find themselves. And this is the way this generation was beginning to find itself. But it also made people understand that they could be free. It sort of like broke some of the shackles. And it gave people an opportunity to question things that you've been taught. See whether or not it works for you, whether or not it fits you. I think that people like to do what's popular and people want to stay current. I mean, artists have to evolve. And since disco was becoming the popular music at the time, everybody wanted to evolve and be a part of that. Nile and Bernard were invited to 54 by Grace Jones. And
she told us to knock on the stage door and tell them that we were personal friends of Miss Grace Jones.
You could not get beyond the red carpet. You could not gain entree into that world unless someone let you in. And it seems as if Nile and Bernard were saying, but we've been invited. Grace Jones invited them, and it was just like, yeah, well, get out.
So we went back to my apartment, and we started playing. And Bernard said, my man, you know this is happening. I was like, man, come on, we're not going to be able to get fuck off on the radio. It's like crazy. And so we changed it to Aw, Freak Out, and that became the song.
And the truth was that they learned that Grace is always late.
Right.
So Grace hadn't left their name at the door. So that was where the mix-up came in. If Grace was there, they would have easily gotten in, but they just kind of put the cart before the horse. But they made money, and they made a ton of money because of that story.
When I became friends with Nile over the years, and when I was living out in L.A., we were at Julian Lennon's house, and he said to me, that song is about you. I'm like, Freak Out was F off, So I'm like, well, that's great,
So how did your own passion against disco start? For myself, I don't know about you, it's an intimidating lifestyle, it's an intimidating culture, and at some point, that it was being forced down our throats. And I instantly tapped into this incredible anti-disco sentiment that was already there. And this is how I do it. I have to kind of get worked up a little bit.
Psych, yeah.
Yeah, I chant to myself, coho lips, and then I just... Oh, that felt good.
This particular DJ had gotten fired from his job because the station was going to go from rock to disco. And other stations had gone from rock to disco, and they were very, very successful. So it was a political move and it was an economic move. And that was the day that they said that disco died.
I'm going to go blow up the records real good. Disco sucks. Disco sucks.
So we're going to blow up disco records, and everybody that comes in this day with a disco record, they'll be able to get in for a nominal fee.
Please clear the park, or we'll have to call up the game and close the park. 1, 2, 3.
One of the saddest sights I've ever seen in a ballpark in my life.
That's the day that it became more alive than ever. And when you take away something, people will always figure out a way to bring something back. So it went underground and reemerged as Chicago House. People have always danced. People love to dance. You know, one of my favorite quotes is "Dance like no one's looking."
What was happening in America was it was the greatest financial recession since the Great Depression in 1978, 79, 78. But meanwhile, in the disco culture, it looked like we were having a phenomenal time. We were getting a lot of criticism for writing these happy, hedonistic type of songs. So what we did was we wrote a song about life the way we saw it in 1979. And if you listen to the lyrics of Good Times, it's actually about the Great Depression. It's about, our very first record, Dance, 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 Yowza, 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 was about the Great Depression.
I mean, you can hear that we had a lot of fun. It's there. It's there. And you can hear the energetics of it that just draws you in. I wish I knew what the formula was. I would market it. But I don't.
I said the hip, hop, the hip, to the hip, hip, hop, you don't stop the rocket to the back.
Gosh, I can't think of the name of it. Hotel, Holiday Inn, say what? Rapper's Delight. The Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight. If you look at it now, that music is sampled. Chic music is sampled, so that sound has been preserved and has been reintroduced to people through the years, and it's been 40 years. People have used that. I think Puff Daddy has done a lot of things. Faith Evans did some stuff. That was actually disco.
It's just like when styles come back in fashion. I'm hearing disco all over the place. You may even call it something different. But that's exactly what it is, and it does the same thing.
Spin it around, move out of my way. I know you're feeling it 'cause you like it like this. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance.
Give me your attention, baby. I gotta tell you a little something about yourself.
The music has longevity, and the music is now being introduced to new generations of music lovers. And I'm so proud to be a part of that legacy.
Treasure, that is what you